Material in this episode may not be suitable for all audiences. This content is intended for entertainment purposes only. The witching hour is back, and I'm terrified for this one. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a happy story. Maybe. Probably not. Today's story is coming from Allie. I have always believed in the supernatural and the paranormal. Since I was young, I watched all of those ghost hunting shows on Discovery Channel and would read people's stories online. But never did I think I would be a victim of the paranormal. I lived in a tri-level house in Arizona with my two siblings, Brandon and Bea, along with my dog Morpheus and my mother, who at the time of this story was not there, she was at her boyfriend's house. The house always had some type of weird feeling, like you were constantly being watched. At times it even felt like whatever was watching might decide to just start chasing you down the hall if it caught you off guard. I was about 20, and I was playing an online video game just past midnight. I was a night owl, so for me, it was just a typical night. No moon, no movement of the wind, just stillness. Everyone in the house was asleep, and with my headphones on, I couldn't really hear much. During my gaming, I felt a weird presence. I always felt like something was lingering around me, or maybe it was just my paranoia making me think I was under constant observation, but this time it felt different. It was as if someone was looking at me through my door. The first time I looked, there was no one there, so I shrugged it off. It's 3 a.m., you know, the witching hour and all. So I just continued to play. The night continued without any other interruptions, and no other feelings came back. It was about 4 a.m. now, and there was that feeling again, like I was being watched. This one definitely made my skin crawl. Looking over to my door once again, that's when I saw something. It was watching me through the doorway. As in, it looked like it was peeking in, trying to see who was in the room. It looked like my sister, except the coloring was off. Fingers started to appear around the doorframe. Whatever this was, it made me uneasy when I looked at it. We just stared at each other and didn't say a word. Still thinking it might be my sister, I asked her what she was doing awake since she had school the next day, but nothing came out of her. Once again, we just stared. I narrowed my eyes at her and started to get up. She didn't move. "Bea, why are you up? It's 4 a.m., I told her, but she didn't answer. As I got closer, it was like she completely vanished before my eyes. As she performed this vanishing act, I heard footsteps running up the stairs. I went after her, but there was no one there. I went up to her room to see if she was asleep, and she was knocked out, spread out like she had been asleep there this whole time. This means it was just me and the empty house. I didn't think much of it. Maybe she was messing around, or I was just really tired. When I fell asleep and woke up the next day, I decided to ask her if she was up around 3 or 4 a.m. She looked at me with a weird look on her face, telling me she wasn't. It was then that I realized I likely had seen something very dark. Someone or something was watching me that night, and for some reason, it decided to take the form of my sister. Welp, turns out it was in fact not a happy story, but it was quite intriguing, I must admit. Although I am now officially going to avoid being awake at 3 a.m., I would like to say a big thank you to Allie for bringing me into this story. Stay safe, everyone, and maybe stay asleep so you don't see the creepy crawlies that hide within the witching hour. To anyone out there who has their own true story of the unexplained, go on over to talesfromthewindweaver.com and submit your story. There, you can choose to tell the tale yourself or have a narrator read it for you. Until next time, thank you for listening to Tales from the Windweaver.